Hi everybody, it's Lynn from Lynn's Craft. It's Lynn from Lynn's Crafts Designs. I'm coming by today. We're gonna make a pendant, and we're gonna use all molds. This is mold that I took from a resin piece that I got years ago in a swap. And it was a swap from Neri's Laces that her channel is now. We did a mini album swap. Amongst other things, I did some challenges on her channel, or for her channel, and stuff like that. Anyway, got that. It's a rose, okay, with, I believe this is a little flower right here too, but these are all leaves. This and this, they're both the same, is a mold that I got also years ago. It's probably been 10 years or better now, but it was off of Etsy. Now that I say that, it may have been off of eBay. Either way, it's a cabochon. It's a skull with roses cabochon. Okay? And I've done another piece. I'll put a picture where I used both of them and did like a rose and thorn vine around it. It was really pretty. But this time I'm thinking we're just going to use this one and maybe wrap it with a couple of these. Anyway, I'm gonna use Primo, of course, for the backing, and probably for these roses, the rose border thing. And then I've got some Sculpey 3. I'm just gonna use Sculpey 3 in the cameo, okay? Because when I went to order some black clay, it was on Blueberry Beads, where I always buy my clay, but right now they're moving, so the clay was on sale, even like $15 and something, which is a great price, but the shipping was $9. I am not gonna pay $9. I needed black, and I was gonna order some translucent too, but no. Not gonna pay outrageous shipping for that. I don't know what I'll do. I'll just be out. Anyway, so let's get started. I'm just gonna use black clay today, because we're gonna do some, I'm gonna do this in a regular cameo style. A black cabochon with white and red, okay? Just plain and simple. Now this one, I even thought about doing some of that alizarin crimson and then doing the black. I would still do something else to it, but yeah, I'm not too sure about that. We'll see. Okay. I molded 2 of these molds. Casted them, whatever you want to call it when it's polymer clay. Anyway, I molded 2 of these. And I rolled out some, these are all Primo. I rolled out some Primo, and this is on a 3. This is Sculpey 3. And I'm going to put it into this skull mold, skull and rose mold. And I'm using the Sculpey 3 because it's softer. Now, I realize saying it's softer is a relative term, because depending on how old your clay is, it may be softer or firmer. Okay. Now, let's demold this one and see how much detail we got. I got pretty good detail on those roses. Okay, evidently there was a little white still in there. Let me see. Okay, those upper teeth right there are a little bit on the light side, but we're gonna go with it. Okay, so I'm gonna trim up the edges on this, and then I guess we'll be back to put it all together. Okay. Okay, now. Got this little cabochon, which actually I'm thinking about baking it first. I think I'm going to bake that first. 275 for an hour. I cured it on the top with my heat gun. Just literally until it's set. It is not baked. Then what I did was I shaved off the thickness of the back and then stuck my arm in the pan pastel. So I'm going to take the pan pastel, just with my finger, like that, just like that. Now this particular set of the pan pastels is the blues, I believe. I'm not really sure. Not sure. I don't have all of the colors. I don't have the brights. I don't have the basics. There's a lot of them I don't have. So we're just going to work with what we've got. Okay. Now, because the back side of this cameo is not yet baked, it will stick to this Primo without any assistance. trying to get it where I've got enough coverage. Yeah. Underneath this, I don't know what you want to call it, detail. Okay, now, what we're going to have to do is possibly cut off this bit right here. Yeah. Oh, that's Supremo. Okay. Something like that. On the other side too. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I have not done this in quite a while, but I'm going to roll some polymer clay roses, or I should say I'm going to form some polymer clay roses to fill in these little open areas here. Alright. Okay, now you can see the two I've already done. Now, I'm going to do this the simplest, most explanatory way that I can possibly show you. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch up a point on this little blob of, this is Primo, of polymer clay. Okay? And pinch it off. Don't worry, I'll show you in just a minute. Literally that size. Okay, we're just going to set that aside a minute. And I'm going to pinch up another point, but not too spiky, let's say. I still want it pointed. Now I'm going to mash it flat between my thumb and forefinger and mash it and mash it. Then I'm just going to pinch it. And before I let go of it, I'm going to round that pinched edge off. Okay? Just like that. And I'm going to wrap that petal that we just made around it. It's going to go about halfway around. Okay, then I'm going to do that again. Tiny little rosebud. Alright? Then we're going to pinch off more of those petals. Let's go with 2 more. Now, but on these petals, I want them just a little bit longer, so stretch out that point a little bit further. Alright, where your 2 petals come together, okay, I'll show that again. Where those 2 petals came together there, those first 2 petals. Now see, if anything, you'd like the next row of petals to be longer than that first row of petals. Then you can start to bend them out. Okay. Now we'll go 2 more, just because we only need a little bigger than a bud size here. Okay, now I'll just do 1 more maybe. This side right here. Stand too proud of that other little rosebud. Okay, now don't be afraid of mashing them too much, because that will just make them blend in with the others a little bit more. Okay, now you can see we've got some really nice detail going on there. I'm going to cut the rest of this polymer clay away, and then we will add either some Inca Gold or something like that, just because I don't have a real red in my pan pastels. And then once I bake this, I'm going to come back in another video, and we're going to use that on the front of a book box. A book box that I made from just scrap packaging, scrap cardboard box. Okay? Alright. Okay, I really like the way that turned out. It's not too symmetrical. Okay, there it is. Remember I said I was going to put it on a altered book box. This is the book box I was talking about. Well, it's one of them. I did several. I'm still gonna, you know, paint the cover and do some other stuff. But that's what it'll look like. Alright. Well, it would probably help if I had it on the right side, huh? It's just a packaging that I put some cardboard covers on, and then I did some texture paste for the pages, and these covers are crinkled packaging also. Alright. I want to thank y'all so much for watching this video this time. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like everybody's video you watch. It's free. Bye for now.